Hello world! Today I've got part 2 of this 2-part collaboration. This one is going to be an anti-haul. Hey everybody, Shelly here, and today I've got part 2 of a 2-part collaboration with a bunch of awesome beauty bloggers. We've got Angel from Glamour Gossip and Rose's Beauty, and Sherry Nicholson is participating in this collab. All That Beauty with Lori. There are like a dozen of us doing this collaboration, this 2-part video series. The first part that I did was my wish list, 5 items that I don't currently own that I wish I did and why I don't yet own them. And today's video is going to be an anti-haul. Now, I've never done an anti-haul. I don't watch a whole lot of anti-hauls because it seems kind of, I don't like negativity, and I don't want to like talk about all kinds of negative things that I probably don't have experience with, and therefore how can I really have a negative opinion of them? But at the same time, I guess there's value to really seriously considering your purchases and thinking about why you want something or why not. And that, I think, can help prevent wastefulness, prevent, spending money that you really shouldn't have spent, because I have to admit, I have spent some money on things that if I would have just stopped and thought about it before I had, plunked out the money, I wouldn't have bought it. So I think there's value to anti-hauls. I'm going to try to make this as unnegative as possible, but in a couple of cases I actually have some experience with things that are preventing me from buying these things. So let's get into it. I will link all of the collaborators down below that are participating in this 2-part haul, anti-haul type thing, and check them all out because we've got some awesome channels that are lined up to do this thing. So first off on my list is probably the negative one of the bunch in my experience. And that is, I'm not going to buy anything else from Elgin Used. And that is for good reason. So I've had a few Elgin Used samples of skincare things, and they consistently disappointed me. But that's not even the reason I won't buy any of their things. I bought a few things from them. I have a $60+ face mask. I have a $150 skincare set that had an eye cream and a facial cream and a cleanser. And they're all pretty disappointing, especially for the price. The face mask is okay. Not worth the price, but it's okay, and I will continue to use it until it's gone. That $150 skincare set that had the eye cream and the cleanser and the moisturizer, the anti-aging moisturizer, it's horrible. I don't know if I got a dud or what, but it's gross. It doesn't seem to work. It applies awfully. You can't wear it under makeup. Why would I keep spending money with a company that I have literally had no true positive experiences with? Their claims sound amazing, and I think that's what has gotten me to keep looking at them as an option. But I need to just admit that their products aren't working for me, and for that reason, I need to stop buying them. So, Elgin Used, sorry, it's just not working for me. It's not you, it's me. Maybe it's you. Next up is the Tarte Pro eyeshadow palette by Tarte. I have a couple reasons why I'm not going to buy this, and only one of them is really legitimate. The first is that the colors just don't look wow to me. I've seen reviews where some of the shades just don't look like they've got good swatch power. They're not super pigmented. I've seen a few reviews where people say it's great as well, but it doesn't look great to me. The colors don't really speak to me. The swatches that I've seen don't look fantastic to me. And the second reason that is really not a legitimate reason not to buy this, but it's a reason that I'm using anyway, is the way they released it with like bringing the select celebrity beauty bloggers to Bora Bora just kind of annoyed me. I did not really enjoy any of the videos that people posted while they were there. It was almost, I don't know, was it over the top? Was I jealous? Maybe. it didn't feel genuine to me. I felt like, of course everybody's going to be saying great things because they've got a free trip to Bora Bora out of it. And of course the product is going to look beautiful when you're showing it like over the beautiful glassy clear waters. And yeah, so like you're being enticed and like enchanted by all of this surrounding beauty. But really the palette just looks eh. So I'm not going to be buying that one. Third on my anti-haul list, this one is still in my favorites on Ulta's website. I have not bought it yet. At this point, I probably won't. It is the IT Cosmetics Superhero, like, anti-aging eyeshadow palette. And I like the idea of an anti-aging eyeshadow palette. I don't know how anti-aging something like eyeshadow could really be, but it sounds great. The brand, IT Cosmetics, I love a lot of their products, so it's not a brand issue for me. The colors in the palette, I mean, they look fine. I'm a little more adventurous than a palette like that, but I think the reason I wanted to buy it was because it's IT Cosmetics and I like them. I think the reason I need to not buy it is it doesn't speak to me really on any sort of strong level. It doesn't look like something I would reach for every day. Maybe it would if I didn't already have most of the colors in that palette in another form, but I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I don't really need another one that doesn't have something unique to offer to my collection. So while I don't think I have anything against the palette itself, I definitely have nothing against the brand. I've seen good reviews of the palette. I've seen so-so reviews of the palette. Not that the quality was not good, but more that it's just not an exciting palette. So I think for that reason, it's just not something I should be spending my money on. It's not speaking to me in a way that is must-have. So while I can't promise that I won't fall victim to weakness at some point, it's on my no-buy list right now. I am sorry that I sound like I'm talking like through my nose, like rah. I have been coming down with something. I am fighting it off. I'm fighting as hard as I can. I do not want to catch a cold right now. I do not have time for this. We are approaching the end of the semester and final exams, and I cannot get sick right now. But I'm trying to be normal. I'm trying. Please don't get sick. No. So, fourth thing on my anti-haul list. This has been in my Sephora cart, or maybe it's my Ulta cart, for quite some time now, and it's kind of a price thing, and I kind of found some products that do the same thing cheaper type of thing. And that is the Peter Thomas Roth, let me get this name right, the Camu Power C sleeping mask. It's a vitamin C sleeping mask, which is for brightening and getting rid of sunspots and age spots, things like that. You know that if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, I have some hyperpigmentation on the driving side of my face that has resulted from when I did not wear sunscreen on a daily basis and I commuted to work an hour each way. And so I've got some dark spots that really, really, really bother me. So I have been, over the last 6, 7, 8 months, trying to find brightening solutions that would get rid of my dark spots. Now, this one, Peter Thomas Roth, I've actually used a few products from this brand, mostly in the form of samples. I don't think I've bought anything full size from them. This particular sleeping mask is $62. If it works, I don't mind spending money on products that work, but before I spend that kind of money, most of the time I do want to have tried it first. I know I can return it. Sephora's got great return policies. So does Ulta. You can try something, and if it doesn't, meet your needs or satisfy what you were expecting, you can return it. And that's great, but you still got to put the money out up front, and you still have to wait, in some case, weeks for your return to get shipped back and all of that good stuff. So I don't have expendable income like that to just willy-nilly go throw money at these things. So I have not purchased that product, and part of the reason I've started using from Deciem their line called The Ordinary, and Wayne Goss has been, blah, blah, blahing about how awesome it is, and it is kind of awesome. They're really reasonably priced. They've got skincare serums and solutions for all kinds of specific problems, one of which is brightening. And they're, like I said, very, very reasonably priced. Like, you're spending $10, $15 for a bottle of serum as opposed to $62. So I've been having really good luck with those, and I think some success in lightening some of my dark spots. So it prevents me from dropping $62 on Peter Thomas Roth, because I think I have found products that are working for me at a much cheaper price. So whether or not they're truly equivalent, I have not done an ingredient comparison. I don't have a side-by-side to show you, but it's working so far, so I'm going to stick with it. The last thing on my anti-haul, and this one, it breaks my heart not to buy something from Kat Von D, because I love Kat Von D. Now, I loved her as a tattoo artist, and that's how I initially knew who she was, because I have tattoos, and I like tattoos, and I used to watch LA Ink on TV, her tattoo reality show, and then I got to know her through her cosmetics line, and then she went vegan, and then the whole line went cruelty-free and vegan, and that really speaks to me. I'm vegetarian, I'm sometimes vegan, I guess I'm a lazy vegan, sometimes I just can't, yogurt. But anyway, so I really do love most Kat Von D products. There have been a few duds, There's been like one dud in my whole life for Kat Von D products. That was the Serpentina palette. I actually bought it and returned it. But overall, generally, I love her products. She's coming out with a palette, I believe it's coming holiday time, winter time this year, called the Alchemist palette. And from what I can tell from like the sneak peek pictures that have shown up on like Instagram, it's like a topper kind of thing. So like different sparkly colored toppers that you can put on top of eyeshadow or on top of lip color, or, added to other things that you're already wearing or that you already have. And that idea just doesn't appeal to me at all. And then I guess you could use them as highlighters and things, but I'm like so pale that it's hard for me to find highlighters that actually are visible and show up on my skin. So I don't think any highlighter palette that would appeal to people of normal skin tone would work for me. So I don't think it's going to be a good selling point that it's a highlighter palette. And it's really not a good selling point that you use it as toppers for other things, because that whole concept just seems like, Like, I don't even do lip gloss on top of lipstick. Everybody seems to do that. Why would you put so many things on? It doesn't make sense to me. So, as much as I love Kat Von D, the brand, I'm very likely not going to be purchasing this Alchemist palette. Though, don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful. The design of the packaging that's been shown so far looks gorgeous. The swatches that have been shown so far look gorgeous, but it just doesn't look like it's the kind of thing that I would wear. So, even though my brand loyalty will make me want to spend the money, I am going to try not to spend the money. Because, again, why spend money on something that I'm not going to use often, or I'm not really going to be in love with? I'm trying to... Have you guys read that book? What is her name? It's that decluttering book, and you're supposed to, like, touch everything and see if it gives you joy. And if it doesn't give you joy, then you thank it for its service in your life and you let it go. I'm trying to embrace that, not only with things that I have. I am not doing a very good job at getting rid of things. I feel like I'm getting rid of tons of things, and then there's still things everywhere. But I'm also trying to apply that to purchases. Is this something that I am really going to love and enjoy and get a ton of use out of? Then it's worth spending the money. But if it's just going to be like, maybe, just maybe, don't spend the money and hold out for something that is really going to give me joy. And it's been helping me make decisions, because I tend to have impulse control issues when it's like, oh, shiny want. And then I buy it and I'm like, I didn't really need that. Or do I really need like another one of this, that, or the other thing? So I'm trying to sort of abide by that whole approach to making decisions on these things. And I don't think the Kat Von D Alchemist palette is going to be a thing that gives me that much joy. So it's probably a no-buy. There you have it. 5 things that I do not own, that I don't really plan to own in the future, and why. Like I said, we've got like a dozen of us doing this collaboration, so check out the down bar below. I will link everybody down. I will link everybody down below that is doing this collaboration. So feel free to check everybody out. I encourage you to do so. We've got some awesome ladies lined up for this collab. I thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to hang out and geek out over makeup with me. I wish you all the very best, happiest day or evening wherever you are in the world. And yeah, take care of each other. And yourself. Take care of yourself too. Take care. Bye-bye.